guys, welcome back to Pharaoh Iron and Customs. I'm Michael, and today we are back on my 1950 F1. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. We are going to put the front brakes on this truck, the disc brakes, and we're just going to kind of rough everything in because this is all going to have to be taken back apart. Right now I'm just trying to make this truck where we can roll it and get it in the shop and get it out of the yard, make mama happy. Anyway, so I'm going to start by doing the right side of the truck that's already tore down, just to get myself familiarized with the parts and how they need to go together. And when we come back, but anyway, the stuff showed up a day before it was supposed to, so good on Speedway for getting that stuff out. That's a whole lot better than most people are doing nowadays. So I'm gonna put this side together and then we'll come back. Okay guys, I'm gonna pack all the bearings at once, and just in case nobody knows how to pack bearings, I see a lot of guys doing like this and all kinds of stupid stuff. What you're trying to do is take this lip and force the grease into the bearing just like that, and you can see whenever it starts coming through, and you just work your way around until you get the grease to pop through the top of the bearing all the way around. I do have a bearing packer in the shop. It will probably take me longer to find it than it will take to clean my hands. So we're just going to rock on like this. Usually when you get to the end, it's kind of hard to tell. So like I said, I'm sure it's done right there, but we're going to throw it a little more just to make sure you got plenty of grease in there. And that bearing is packed. That's all there is to it. None of this rolling it around stuff. It's just, that's how you do it. Anyway, we'll be back in a little bit. All right guys, we didn't get as far as we wanted to today. I ran into some issues. One issue is the seal that was sent with the kit was wrong, so I'm gonna have to get the right seals for the kit. I did go ahead and make the one that I was sent fit, just to keep anything from getting in it, because my intention is to get this moving, get it moved out of the yard. The other thing is grease caps for the hubs. But, and then something else I'm running into, this is a Ranger pattern, but it does not fit a Ranger wheel. These rotors fit a Dodge Aspen from the late 70s to somewhere in the early 80s. The calipers are 69 to 77 Camaro, I believe. So anyway, this isn't the end of this video. Tomorrow we'll get back and we'll do the other side, and if nothing else, I don't know if I mentioned earlier in the video that I'm putting the slot mags on this. I've got to wait for the lug nuts for the slot mags. I've got 4 new tires coming that are the size I'm gonna run on the truck. Let's see, the slot mags, and I have to run adapters on it. So I went ahead and ordered another set of adapters. I do have a set of adapters, but they're incomplete. The ones that were on the Ford, that's where the slot mags came from. They were on the Ford when we bought the Ford. So see y'all in just a few minutes. Hey guys, we're back, and we're back at it. It's been about 3 days. I had a few issues. There's a couple of things on this install that we're going to be able to, or one thing we'll be able to fix, I think, and 2 things that we're not going to be able to fix until I get some more parts. But that's fine, because we're going to tear the axle back down and clean everything up. All we're doing right now is getting stuff mocked up. We're getting into this. The tire come off really easy. The drum, you know, we're able to pry it off. Something I want y'all to make aware of: if y'all getting any old cars, be careful. I don't know where y'all live, but where I live, we have black widow spiders. Supposedly there are no brown recluses in this area. With that being said, I know people that have been bitten by brown recluse spiders. So messing around old cars and stuff, just be on the lookout for black widows or anything that's potentially hazardous where you live. All right, so I'm gonna get this dust cap off, and then we'll come back. Okay, so we're probably just going to be kind of rough with this because none of these parts are being used over. May check and see if that grease cap fits, because that's one of the problems. The grease cap that come with the kit does not fit. Neither does the seal. The grease cap that they sent is too small, and the seal that they sent is too big. Go figure. Look at that, there's a nail in there. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Wish old Puddin was watching that way. He noted it ain't just Pot County where stuff like this happens. That's some, looks like some Sampson County rigging there. I say Sampson because it's where the truck came from. I do not know that that is where the truck was originally from. When you can't find a sensible wrench, get one that's big. All right. Thought I had that GoPro fixed. Apparently not. All right. So that's that. So we're gonna get the backing plate off. That's aggravating. Real aggravating now. Okay, 3 of those bolts came out real easy. The other one I ended up having to cut and broke the end of it off, the nut. So where I'm having, one of the problems I had, see if I can get where y'all can see, is that's the steering stop, and it actually should hit against the actual spindle of the car. So I'm gonna get dismounted and we'll come back. Okay guys, and you can see that the steering stop hits the bracket long before you get there. Now this is actually in the instructions. I didn't see it, but apparently you can take the pin out and flip it to the front side. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay guys, this collar is supplied with the kit. It is the bearing adapter. The new bearing fits on there. The seal rides on here. It's supposed to be a press fit. So they recommend putting a Loctite, red Loctite, to hold that in place. I may do the green for just in case. Let me get the rotor ready. We'll pop the rotor on and come back. Okay guys, so tightening your nut for your spindle, you know, just finger tight. If you need to go a little tighter to get it to line up, that's fine, but this one lines up finger tight. That's plenty tight enough. Yeah, I mean, you'll eventually probably want to go back and check that again, but you don't want to gronk down on that, because all it's going to do is burn the bearings up. Now this is one of the other problems. This cap is not correct for this hub, so I'm gonna have to order 2 new caps, and I need the inner seals. I was gonna show y'all that, but we'll show you that in the video where we fix the problems that are with this kit. Right now we're just trying to get the truck running, get the wheels straightened up. I've actually got to pull the left hand side caliper off the right side of the truck because I mounted the bracket backwards. Like I said, I knew it was going to hit and I put it on backwards, but if you put it on backwards, it hits the, oh, that's the reason why it won't. It hits the shock. So I'm gonna get this took apart and flipped over to the other side. Okay guys, a couple things. All I did was stuck a little piece of emery cloth in there to keep this from popping out, just to make sure no rain gets in it until we get it moved over to the shop. I cannot find my 3/8 Allen wrench, So those are just hand tight. Another thing, these are shipped in the caliper right here. You have to push them out. There's not enough room to run these bolts in and have these slides in as well. It just slides on the bolt on both ends. There's also O-rings here, 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 and here in the caliper if you've never messed with a GM caliper before. And they do make a lube to put on those slides to help keep them from sticking, but you shouldn't have any problems with them. So that's it. Oh, I was going to tell you, I haven't installed the lines yet, but what I heard Puddin say the other day is the washers now are a little harder than what they used to be. Someone told him. So you tighten down your bolt tight, smack it with a hammer, tighten it down, smack it with a hammer to get it to bite into those little rings that are inside the caliper. That's what seals it to the copper washer. Either that or you can anneal the copper and get a better bite. The other thing was I'd got to get the other side flipped around. Oh, I'm not quite ready to put the tires on. So these say they will clear 15-inch wheels. If it did not have that step on it, it would go, an aluminum Ranger wheel would fit on there, but aluminum Ranger wheel will not fit on here. These rotors are 76 to 80 Dodge Aspen. The calipers are 69 to 78 Camaro calipers. And that's about all that I know. Of course, the brackets are cut out and of steel, and that's it, I think, guys. But that's it for this video. Like I said, I can't put the wheels on because I'm waiting for my wheel spacers to show up. I've actually ordered a whole set. The wheels I'm using are the Chevrolet pattern. If I'd have really thought about it, I could have ordered Chevrolet pattern rotors to go on this and wouldn't have to use spacers on the front, but you know, it's a little late. I was going to use all Ford pattern wheels on it, but I have this set of wheels, and I'll probably run a short, if y'all want to see them, before I put them on the truck. But I have a set of slot mags that were on the 50 two-door sedan whenever I bought it. I've cleaned them up and put tires and put tires on those wheels. That's what's going on this truck. I went ahead and ordered a set of adapters to go from 5.5 down to 4 3/4, 5 and 4 3/4, to be able to put the wheels on the back so we can start mocking stuff up with the axle that's in the truck. I do not know if I'm gonna need, I wanted to put an Explorer axle in it, but I'm thinking it may be a Crown Vic, and there's two different width Crown Vic axles. One's supposed to be 62 and the other one's 65, I think. So we're going to get that mounted up and see what stuff looks like before we make a decision on going to the salvage yard and pulling an axle. That's it, guys. Like and subscribe. Come back next time and we'll put the wheels on this thing, and I don't know what else we're going to do. I think we're going to get the steering done on the Volkswagen, because if I put this in the shop, I want to go ahead and pull the Volkswagen out. I wanted to keep both of them in there, but there's just not enough room in that shop to have two vehicles and comfortably work around both vehicles. So we're gonna pull it out for a little while. The plan on this thing is, I think I've spent just about all I'm gonna spend on it right now. But the plan is to get it as far as I can with the parts I have, and if I don't have a motor sorted by then, we'll pull the Volkswagen back in and get back on it. But I want to move pretty quick on this and get this knocked out. I feel like it would help me out a lot to get something finished. I'm way too far away on the Volkswagen to even think about having it finished in any reasonable amount of time. So like I said, that's it. I'll see y'all later. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go record a video and y'all will see them tires. It'll probably be a short tomorrow, which will be the day before this video comes out. See y'all later.